All right. We're here in the IMS parking lot. I'm significantly way too awkward to do it in the grandstands, even though I really wanted to. But here we are after day one of Indy 500 qualifications, and we got some big stuff to talk about. Um, Obviously, the big news of the day, Colton Herta flipped big time in turn one on lap one of his first qualifying attempt, and there was some speculation if he was going to be good to go for the rest of the week, and turns out he's just fine. So we're all very very happy about that. Yes, he did come back out and post a time, and he got 29th, so he is locked in, and that's got to be the best, probably the best case scenario for them to turn around that quickly. They did not have to go to a backup engine, so that certainly helped things for them. Um, but yeah, just to put it in the field after all that on day one instead of having to do it on day two, it's got to be the best case scenario for those guys. Um, as far as the Fast 12 goes, Robert Schwartzman, I would say, is probably maybe one of the bigger surprises there. Maybe not, I don't know, but they put down a good lap. They're in. Um, Alex Palou and Scott McLaughlin have got to be the top two favorites for the poll tomorrow. I'm not actually gonna put money on Alex Palou, but I would. Maybe I should, because either it'll happen. It could happen. I'm not pulling against Palou. Okay, I kind of am. Admittedly, I kind of am, but also I think it would be good for him to get an Indy 500 pole, just to continue cementing his legacy. I think it's easier to watch dominance like this if you are aware of the history you're watching and you're appreciating it. So I wouldn't mind him getting the pole and continuing his sweep of the month currently, but we'll have to tune in for that one. All right, so Marcus Armstrong had a big crash in practice today, and they didn't get a run in their initial attempt, but they did eventually get the backup ready to go, sent it out. Never really got a full run in. They kept getting waved off because they weren't going to be fast enough to make the top 30. So they kept getting waved off. So I don't think they actually ever put a full time in. But Marco Andretti is on the outside looking in currently, which I don't think anyone had on their bingo card heading into the month. It would be absolutely wild if Marco missed. I feel just the name recognition of being an Andretti in and of itself, and missing the Indy 500. I think that'd be wild. Yes, speaking of barely making the top 30 like Colton Herta, Graham Rahal again flirting with disaster, barely squeaks in, qualifies 30th. It's wild that they've gotten to a point where he's talking about throwing down beers tonight because they made the race, which I feel for him. I would be too. But to go from where they've been, where he could have won a couple Indy 500s, maybe if a few things worked out, and now to be barely making the field, especially when his teammates are safely in the field, it's got to be super frustrating for those guys. But again, you can at least rest on it for now and be happy that you made the race, as sad as that can be sometimes. All right, so now we have to talk about Jacob Abel. I think he's probably the most likely candidate to miss the show at this point. As unfortunate as that would be for him, they were really slow today. Relatively, obviously, but compared to the field, they were slow. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to it overnight to make it much faster than it is now. I would say they've got to be sweating a bit. Obviously, Marcus Armstrong being in a backup car helps them. But yeah, him and Armstrong are probably the most likely two candidates to miss the show tomorrow. If I were a betting man, which occasionally I am, but Today I'm not. I don't know. We're just gonna have to see on that one. Okay, last guy for last row shootout is going to be Renus VK. They're also pretty slow. I think they should be able to make it. I don't know what else to say about them. They are obviously lower budget than a few of these other guys. Don't have the big sponsors, but I'm pulling for them to come through. Renus has been doing a really good job this year, so I think it'd be a shame if you miss. But I think, knock on, I don't have any wood around here, but knock on wood, I think they should make it. We'll have to see on that one. The last run of the day was pretty interesting. Connor Daly looked like he was tracking to make the fast. He was tracking to make the fast 12. Unfortunately, he left the weight jack. He forgot to. What did he do? He left the weight jacker in the wrong spot. I don't really understand how all that works. But yeah, he said he made a mistake entering turn one on his last lap and put it P13, which was an improvement on where he was. But unfortunately not quite good enough to make it all the way into the top 12. But still a really good run to end the day for Connor, and the crowd always goes crazy when Connor does well. So it was cool to see. But just missed getting in the top 12. All right, I'm not going to talk too much about Kyle Larson. They struggled. They wrecked yesterday. He didn't look good in his first run. They were tracking to be bottom near the bubble area. Went back out, put it right about in the middle of the pack. At the time, ended up dropping to 21st. Never went back out for another run. They were in line at the end, but they just waited way too late. I get why there was a several hour period where you were not going to improve your time. They actually did in that time frame, I think, but that was because their first run was so slow comparatively to what they could do. So yeah, I would have liked to see them get another run in there. Obviously, it doesn't always work out that way. I don't think they would have put it in the fast 12. Maybe they could have, but it seemed like that was probably what they had in it. So it'll be interesting on Monday to see what they have for race setup. It's hard to really tell anything right now, but I'm really curious because the McLarens seem like they'll work okay. Obviously, Pato went really quick today, but it was an outlier. I think him going really early helped him a lot. The track was really cool early, like the first couple runs. Everyone was really, it was really cool. And then the sun came out and the track started to warm up. So that really helped Pato, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this one. I'm a little discombobulated because I'm tired and I've been here all day. But if you enjoyed, leave us a like. We'll be back here tomorrow to do another video after we crown a pole sitter for the Indy 500 and we send a guy home. So be sure to tune in for that. Be sure to tune in for IndyCar qualifying too. Don't just tune in here. I think that goes without saying, but I guess I said it anyway. But anyway, like if you did, comment if you did, or if you got something to say. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and we'll see you tomorrow.